Hey, what's up? It's your boy, BobbySapphire. Coming at you with another Star Wars Legion video. What? Right now, that's a good place to pause. Right now, I'm covering my Invader League round 1 match, playing round. So I played last night, I streamed it, but there was no audio, no commentary, couldn't find anyone to stream it. So I'm going to play it at 2x speed and just go over some commentary. I had some stream issues because I was playing and trying to record at the same time. So I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on so far. I had the 1 point bid, 799 to his 800. So I took red player. Took red player for a couple of reasons. He was 1 act less than me, fewer than me. So I had 10 to his 9, which meant I'd be able to drop 2 things after him. If I was red, which lets me put my bus and something in the bus, like a threat in the bus, without any information on his side, it would let me drop something like Luke and R2 after he dropped everything. So as part of it, another part of it was his deployments were pretty good for R2-D2 because he's playing R2-D2. I really liked the inland side, so I wanted to pick table side. Sorry, I don't like this side. I didn't think the beach side was good for him, for his saber tank list. So I guess I should say that if you haven't checked out the game yet, he's playing Anakin, Padme, saber tank with clone commander, R2-D2, and 3 phase 1 squads, as well as an Echo sniper unit. I'm playing 2 Wookiees, a bus, a sniper unit, Luke, a rebel officer with vigilance, 3 naked rebel troopers, and R2-D2. I just didn't like his his options for placement of the saber tank on the beach side. So all of those factors led me to picking red. The other thing that I did was, I guess the turn 0 stuff. Vaps was in the 2nd slot. Advanced positions was in the 2nd slot, and supply drop was in the 3rd slot. He actually double banned green cards. He did banned hostile and then war weary to get to supply drop. I banned long march for deployment because I didn't want long march and opted for this. The one after this was major offensive. I prefer advanced positions. And then the 1st slot was, I think it was either intercept or payload. I can't remember which. I think it was intercept, and I just didn't want it. I didn't want to force everything into the middle, especially a saber tank. So I went with Vaps and to see how that would play out. And as you can see, he sets up he sets up 1 Vap here and 1 Vap behind the dish. I set 1 up over here. And 1, it looks like it's out in the open, but it's pretty well shielded by this mountain. He deploys in the way back with everything, like his Padme's down here. I just go with my rebel troopers in the back line, and I do my snipers as well, because with Scout 3, they can actually scout right up to this, tap it, grab a box, and start moving. Turn 1. And then just left my rebel troopers in the back. But we're going to watch the rest of turn 0. The supply drops are pretty standard. He went 1, 1's under here, 1's in here. I went 1, 2, and then I did this with my 3rd one, which is another just kind of like good thing about red players. You don't have to reveal any tricks. I put mine up here, so he couldn't drive his saber tank up here and just like control the middle of the board, which I was worried about. Trying to maneuver around that and not land on it for a saber tank would have been difficult. So that was my thinking there. I'm going to hit play. So this is at 2.0 speed, and I'll probably even fast forward at times when I have nothing to really talk about or when there's downtime. I mean, turn 0, these deployments are pretty slow. This is when I was trying to find a good place for my rebel officer, where like I want him far back enough that he can't get sniped by the strike team, but I also want him forward enough that I can take cover on Luke and the Wookiees and also have vigilance proc in the front. So I finick around with that one for a little while. 2.0 speed is like not fast enough. I wish we could go to 4. This is a pretty good look at the map. I think because I streamed, I have a couple good shots of these throughout the game. Guess I can talk about my list a little bit. It's a slight modification to what I've been running ever since the bus dropped, which is 2 Wookiees in a bus. If you follow me at all, you know that this Luke rebel officer situation used to be an airspeeder in Lando. I basically cut those for Luke and a vigilance rebel officer I do have Shriv on my bus, so I do have 2 commanders, but I really like the suppression and dodge for Luke, and the Wookiees turning their duelist on for defense is really good. I have the 3-die gun and unorthodox tactician. So just a slightly lighter version than the bus that I've been running. I had been running Reckless, so Shriv's a little bit more, but I don't have Gonk. So there's that sniper move. I actually did my sniper move, and he said, oh, I think I'm going to do that. And that was like one of those situations where I wish that I hadn't revealed it, because I'm not sure that was in his head. You know, it's not intuitive to think that my Scout 2 unit gets Scout 3 because of advanced positions, but he goes and does the same thing. I really didn't want to reveal where I was going to put my Wookiees yet. So he's going to do the same thing with his sniper team. Oh, he's still going. As you can see, I put my Wookiees in the corner and scout them up a little bit. So this is a pretty important part of deployment. He's still, you know, completely in the back line, but I've chosen to go forward line. He's leaving this completely open. I'm trying to figure out where to put Luke in my bus still. And I'm thinking the places where he can put his tank are here, in this wide open space he's left, here. But he did put this token here, which is like not amazing for him to be able to like make a speed 2 move. As you can see, like this 6 inches, like if the tank makes a speed 2, it's gonna land on that. So he has to like come up short and then go over at the next turn. So I figured he wasn't going there, that he was going either in the middle or up here. I really wanted my R2 away from everything, so I figured R2 could potentially hit this Vap, but move up and just be near the closer side. And by taking this middle position with my Wookiees and, you know, having an advanced board here, is that I can create sort of like a half moon that'll protect R2 from going in, especially with all his stuff so far back. And I'm just finicking with R2's deployment here. So I end up putting Luke down over by these Wookiees. I kind of had wished that I left this spot open. I didn't really think of it. There's no reason for that Wookiee to be here. He should be like tucked in right here. But mistakes are made. So what happens, I put Luke there, and then he starts looking at this tank, and he says like, oh, you've left me an open shot. Although it's not completely open. If he comes out further, he can get open shot, but this is area terrain right here. And he thinks about it for quite a while, about what he's going to do, but he ends up putting his saber tank there, which Anakin's here, Padme's here. So as you can see, that is outside of range 2. Anakin is within a speed 2 move to get to it, but Padme would have to double move to get to the saber tank. We're just going to speed up a little bit more. Turned off the grid. All right, so this is where the final deployment is. I end up putting my bus on the rocks down here. It's taller than those rocks, so it can actually jump off. It's really the only way I could get it down here. It wouldn't fit on the side. It wouldn't fit in an angle. I could start it back, which would have been fine, but given that all of his stuff was behind this shield, I wasn't too worried about the bus taking too much heavy fire. The tank, obviously, very far away. I'm not going to spoil the first turn. But if you were paying attention in the single Elims chat, maybe you saw people calling me a Luxac or something. But yeah, I definitely had a lucky roll this game. 2 lucky rolls, really. So I go standing orders here. Okay, so he goes diplomatic cover. One of the things going into this match that I was evaluating was there are only a few turns he has with his command cards, either the 3 Padme cards and the 3 Anakin cards, where he can order both Anakin and the tank, or Padme and the tank. Just basically those 2 things, because of the way authoritative works, he has to order Padme. That gets pushed to one of them. And Anakin's 3-pip can order multiple things, and Padme's 2-pip can order multiple things. I think he didn't divulge, so he didn't have to play this turn 1. I think he wanted to set up the exemplar reliable on Padme, but to me, one, like having your tank up this far, like it really wants an order. You do not want to go with that thing first and miss out on the opportunity to like get it tokened up. You don't want to move up and shoot with it and leave it exposed because Padme's so far away. So, and then also, Anakin only gets better once you play his command cards, and it's a Saber tank list that you want to trigger multiple standbys so it shoots 3 times a turn. Getting Anakin's Exemplar turned on and getting orders out on Padme, the tank, and Anakin all seemed like an amazing way to do that, especially since Anakin was within a speed 2 move of the tank that he could move standby. He'd be out in the open a little, but all my stuff's far back. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do much about it. He might like take a pot shot from a bowcaster or something, but that or my bus, but that's about it. So I really think he missed an opportunity to play Anakin's 3-pip, get his Exemplar going, and then move up and take a standby that the bus could then move up and trigger. But he chose to go with Padme's, and I tried to talk about this after the match. I think he was frustrated about the way the match went, so he didn't necessarily want to hear it. I hope he has an opportunity to think about the points that I've tried to make, and it helps him out. If not, you can only do so much. So I standing orders because I want to take advantage of going last with 2 units, and I'm going to order the bus. And ideally, I have 2 Special Forces tokens before I have to even worry about the Wookiees in the bus. So it does give me a little bit of a clock for when I need to go with the bus. But with the Saber tank so far back and so far away from everything else, I'm not too stressed about my order control here. I know that there's going to be 3 cores in the bag, and I can double move R2 before I have to worry about Luke. So I like where my orders are at. I am on 2.0 speed, right? There's no higher, right? No, rip. So I just roll 1 on the Unorthodox. I give the aim to the Wookiees in the bus. I wasn't sure, but it was like, I figured I was double moving with the bus turn 1, so basically just feigning that I might rush in. I guess I shouldn't say that in case Habmo's listening. So I think he did he authoritative? No, he authoritative to the snipers and directed with Clone Commander, and then he pulled out of the bag first and got Clone Commander. I pull Special Forces, so there's the beginning of my clock ticking. We get Arc Welder, which is really good because they're right next to R2, and also that they can move up with R2, and then it also takes an Arc Welder away from him. He's a vehicle deck list, so I tap the Vap and move up. I probably, in retrospect, could have considered double moving. All right, let me pause for a second because I had R2 and the core over here to be able to take care of the Vap, but I think like for the potential to rush in, I didn't necessarily need to expose these guys, so double moving was not necessarily the only move. I'm not unhappy with taking it slow with my snipers. I lose snipers all the time. So let's pause in this bubble. He moves up. He goes straight. There's basically no way for him to not clip the area terrain, and he doesn't reach it. So Luke is going to get light cover, but he sees the Luke shot, and he really wants it. But as you can see, like he's out of range 3, out of range 2 of Anakin, and out of range 3 of Padme. So Padme can't get in there and do the Exemplar standby, and Anakin didn't use his card. And now there's no way for this thing to get a dodge. R2's back here. There's no way for R2 to move up and heal him. So he's going to come up and he's definitely, well, he started around the same time as I did, but he didn't fully understand what constitutes area terrain and what doesn't. And I definitely made sure he knew that it was a light cover shot before I made him commit to even making this move, because I think part of him wanted to strafe. It's in range 4 of the bus. He did have the range 4 weapons. He's looking at how far my bus can go to see, if it can shoot back, how close it can get. I think he's worried about me moving it up and being in its impact area. Hope I'm not making anyone motion sick with the movements when it's on 2.0 speed. So yeah, I'm explaining that it goes over the area terrain there. And so this was his second pull, and he went from his bag before going with any of the things he ordered, and he opted not to order Padme. And you know, not to jump the gun on what we're going to see, but I think all of these things constituted to the opportunity I had to get really, really lucky, and that he sold out for this arsenal shot on Luke, which is unlikely to kill on red dice, even without search to block. But certainly could do some damage to Luke. So here's the shot with the TLT and the main gun, and it's 6 down to 5, which is certainly a good shot. And I only roll 2, so I take 3, and that's a lot. And I don't think he should necessarily be sad about that. But you know, obviously he took a very aggressive move, hoping to do like maybe 5 or 6. So my plan is just move these guys up, start tapping. I think in retrospect, I probably would I take the arc welder so he can't get the heal on the bus again instead of the scopes, because I'm gonna keep one of these guys back. But in actuality, like I don't think I want to split 1 and 1 with these, but I did. What I mean is I don't think I want 1 unit to get the supply drop and 1 unit together. I think I just want like one of them to get both. Yeah, his condition token's under there somewhere. He moved up to take it. We're not on time. We've been recording 17 minutes. We're 33 minutes in. Oh yeah, this is good. He's just spreading out. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to think about like what I wanted to do, but he had like a really weird formation where like some of his guys are hidden, but then this guy's wide out in the open. I think that's just like clone stuff, like wanting it at range 1 of things. So now I pull my second special forces, and I have to start thinking about going with my bus, because any more special forces I pull, the Wookiees are gonna have to take a nap and not get out. So he's obviously moved his tank way up, and I don't want to get too aggressive, but my thinking here is I can move up, take a shot, see how it goes. Luke can come up and saber throw, see how it goes. And, you know, the follow-up turn, these guys are close enough to charge it. Luke can charge it, and even use burst of speed to charge it into its side, and that I can play You Serve Your Master Well next turn to kill this thing before it activates, even if I just get like a few damage on it, like 2 or 3. I'm thinking that Luke with Impact 3, Pierce 2, and the Wookiees with Impact 1, Pierce 1 can potentially take the tank out before it gets to do anything. But of course, I make this insane roll, unaimed, just 4 natty crits, and wicked lucky, like super lucky. Opponent frustrated immediately. And I can't blame him. That's an absolutely bonkers roll. And he rolls 2 only, and I pierce 1, so it takes 4 right off the bat. And now that thing is, it's almost halved. So yeah, he's just doing some more Vap stuff. Let me see, 3706. See what happens if I go like a minute into the future. Yeah, so he's just like pulling that condition token. The supply drop. It looks like he gets maybe a grappling hook. So I pull instead of going with my bus, which I think was a mistake. But I did have 2 core, 2 operative, and commander, so it wasn't like it would have been really unlucky to get the Wookiees. So I'm thinking about just double moving these guys, but I believe I come get the condition token first, because I'm looking for back to tank for Luke, for back to for Luke, which I grab here, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, immediately. And then now these guys don't even worry about the Vap, they're just running, and they're going to just keep running until they catch up with Luke and throw the back to capsule off the bridge. Because Luke at 3, I mean, Luke at 3 is scary, Luke at 2 is a lot more palatable. Let's see what he yoinks here. It's got to be like Padme, right? Padme or R2. Yeah, so he gets operative here, and he has to make a decision. He can't double move and get his exemplar going for the tank. It's just too far out. And this is my, you know, like I said, the conflux of the tank not having an order meant it had to go first because he randomly pulled it out. I know that life as a Rebel player. Padme was too far out, can't get it to dodge. R2's too far out, can't heal it. He can't exemplar. Like, I obviously got extremely lucky on that roll. But I only had the opportunity to do that because that Saber tank, the focal point of his entire list was left out in the open. I'm also trying to keep an eye on the Dash Imperial Sympathizer game. I decided to make this video before I knew that this game was playing. It's a game I really want to watch. Oh, I pull again? Man, I'm a scrub. I really should have went with the bus. I think I'm just afraid of the fire support. Because he did order that purple core that's chilling behind the dish. So scopes on the red guys. That might come in handy. I never know where to put them. I mean, spoiler alert, my opponent gets precision scopes and forgets about it, and it was a crucial mistake. So I never know if I should put the cards on the models, like over by the models or over in my command area. But I feel like when I put them in my command area, I forget, especially on TTS. So he's got Anakin here, and he's just moving him up, hiding behind the dish, so he can essentially, so he can get a condition. This is when he grabs the scopes. And then, yeah, I think I think he dodges, so he has some vigilance targets. Mike, go with the bus. You're 75% not to pull the Wookiee, but yeah, so I'm looking at I want to go with the bus here, but I don't want to walk into range of his fire support, pop the sniper out, and then take an echo shot plus the other sniper shot plus fire support. Red, black, white, black. Not what you're looking for. So I do go with the bus. I shriv Luke, so he has a dodge and suppression. He can move up. I move my bus so that it's not in range 3 of the core unit. If you looked quickly, you saw that it was not in range 3. I'm trying to get to a point where I can see the Saber tank, sorry. I asked him, I wasn't sure. He said as long as any part is in the weak point that it counts. I was thinking it might have to be my midpoint, but I'm not really sure. I just went with what he said. We don't have an aim, so it's impact 1. We just hope to not get it taken away by cover. So yeah, and we roll a crit. And he blanks out, so we get that thing on 5. And now, like, Luke is obviously in prime position to saber throw, but also now I know that these Wookiees, even though I would love to get them into melee back here, taking the opportunity to potentially, like, they have the aim and take an aimed range 2 shot in the weak point with impact and pierce is just going to be very high chance of taking that thing out now that that's where it's at damage-wise. So the other thing he does here is he goes with R2, and I think he's very frustrated and worried about his Saber tank. And he wants to protect R2, but he also wants to gamble on being able to get R2 over to that thing and repair it for 2 next turn. But all that's doing is leaving R2 like pretty wide open, especially like if you really stop and think about where these Wookiees are coming and where they can move to next turn. Which is get that and then have like an open shot on R2. Because once the Saber tank's dead and that whole side of the board is open, my R2 can march up, and Luke and the Wookiees and the bus and the other Wookiees can just create a wall for him to not get into my Vaps. And as long as I score R2 and prevent his R2 from scoring, then I win. And then I'll have the 200 points for killing the Saber tank as well. So I'm just moving. Like, his stuff is so far away. If he wants to sniper pot shot my Rebel Officer, my Vigilance machine, that's pretty fine with me. But really, I'm just trying to move him up into a position where he can take cover and Vigilance the forward units. Alright, so we get Luke, who has 2 suppression. Of course, my opponent laments that I rally his suppression off. He's got courage 4, and I actually would prefer Luke to keep those suppressions so that he can have cover, especially when he's 4, walking into the mouth of the Saber tank. So I'm trying to move in a way where I can get an open shot, but as soon as I hit attack, the bar goes away, and then I've lost my ability to change my movement. So I end up having to take a light cover shot here because of the area terrain. But I think I would have been able to get an open shot had I not hit done and just like eyeballed it. But I start to like try and explain that I should be able to move back a little, but then I was like, you know what, it's my mistake. I'm just gonna take the shot. He has search crit, impact 2, pierce 2, just 4 black. And I think this is a really good roll, right? Yeah, it's just that goes away, and then so it's 3 because impact for my Saber and then search crit. And then he rolls 1 again. So his Saber tank rolls have just been bad, but with no dodges. That thing breaks. He rolls the movement damage here, which means like that thing has to use its whole activation to get back into range, which just this is like when it rains it pours, compounding interest. The fact that he started it so far away is just being compounded with the fact that now that he can't get it close to Padme, he can't use any of these dodges or standbys or anything. And now with it at 1 health, these Wookiees auto kill it as long as I can get it into range 2. Because with an aim, I should have enough dice to overcome the cover and get my impact pierce through, which which is going to be the case. But if not, like even if like that Luke roll was also really good, but even if it wasn't, I still had that you serve your master well play that I mentioned. Not really sure what's happening. We can skip ahead a little. Oh, it looks like he has that sniper unit. He ends up like moving the snipers on the other side of this dish and just like using them to like pepper anything that's coming this way. I actually think they put 2 onto the bus here, maybe 1. My bus rolled 0 blocks the entire game. Which I know isn't saying much, but like, give me 1, dude. I'm also not complaining about my dice after those 2 rolls. $59.07. Skip ahead a minute. He's still positioning. All right, there's the sniper roll. So he's just burning all the aims for the turn, basically. So he's got 2, and then he goes for a 3rd. I think he should have just lethal. Oh, he does still lethal, yeah. And I rolled 2 blanks, so there's the first blood on my bus. Pull R2, just double moving this thing. Just trying to get up, move, 1, 2, let's go up a minute. So I think, I'm not sure if he was, I think he might have been out. So this is when the Wookiees come out, they're in the side, they have an aim. It's a foregone conclusion, even though it's not like a fantastic roll. It's enough to impact Pierce 1, and that's the Saber Tank turn 1. Now, if you stop watching here, I totally get it. I think there's a lot, like, that happens turn 1. You still got Anakin and Padme. There's a lot. I can't just do nothing. Like, I can't let him advance his whole team up the board. I've got to do enough to keep him away from my Vaps for 5 turns and not kill R2 for 5 turns. Which is a weird balance. So let me see if I can skip ahead. So now he goes with the exemplar play, and I go with push. So this is like Shriv and the bus. They're my forward units. I want to make sure they activate. I also get priority because this is a 3-pip. And I have this R2 shot that I really want to take. So I'm happy to go for the prio play here. I was thinking, you know, I moved him to the edge so he could potentially scale down. But I didn't see, like, I don't think it was within range if I scale down. Because I have to go around everything. Also, just like, maybe suiciding my Wookiees into R2 is worth. But I don't know. They just get, like, force push and wrecked. My unorthodox tactician sort of lets me down again. Alright, I'm on the clock, and I'm going to do that play that I mentioned, which is move to the other side of this box and take the condition. I'll take the supply drop. Try and get an open shot on R2. So this time I smartly put a guy there to spot it, in case I want to adjust. So yeah, that's open. I'm digging for precision scopes. I get double low profile. I know other people have lived that life before. And he's got 2 dodges. He's got 1 on Padme. Now he's in Exemplar and Anakin. So I roll here. I get 1 more. So I get 6. He dodges it down to... I think he like starts to dodge it down to 5. Then he wisely dodges it down to 4. And this is a tremendous roll with the white dice. So, but then he rolls 2. I pierce 1. He takes 3, and that means R2 is going to be able to heal back to full. I don't know, like, how, like, I guess I could do this more often and could definitely get feedback from people. Would you rather me skip ahead a bunch? Do you want to just, like, watch a game and get commentary? I mean, people watch, like, I'm watching on Twitch right now, and it's just, like, normal speed. And it's painstaking, but people watch it. Like, there's 26 people watching this right now. And this is at two speed, so Yeah, he's gonna move out and start taking shots on those Wookiees. That one's just suppression. I think I just go with the bus here to make sure I can shriv those Wookiees and give him a dodge. Luke has a dodge from Vigilance. I definitely want to pull a core before I pull Luke so I can go up there and heal. I want to pull the commander before I go with Luke so I can, or I guess like I just want to pull the commander early so I can take cover. Yeah, I don't have a good shot because everything's pulled up behind the dish. I don't really want to get into to close range of Anakin. There's no, like, I could try and move up and like deny some shots on the Wookiees, but the dish is already blocking that, so I just aim and take a shot on the snipers, and it's heavy cover, so I don't even need the aim, and they roll one and they block it. I was trying to think about this right as I was hitting record. I think for the rest of this game, I only kill like 5 more models or something insane. Like he just doesn't take damage from here on out. Yeah, he's moving Z6 into position. He wants to be able to like set up some fire support shots on that bus. Yeah, so I get R2, and then like this whole side of the map is just free with the bus gone. So I'm just double moving. The deployment, yeah, goes like right here, so I just can like hide right here, pop over on a double move, pop back the next turn. And I don't have blast off, so like finding these opportunities to auto score R2 are huge. I haven't left blast off on the bench in a very, very long time. But Luke's 1 pips are too good. Ah, yes, there's R2 hiding and healing. I missed my opportunity. So I inspire one of the suppression off the Wookiees because I think they had 3. Or maybe just 2, but they're definitely in the open taking shots, so I was gonna take cover, but I decided to move and take cover. I want to make sure I stay at range 3 of everything, but I do move up and give those Wookiees another dodge. Or sorry, beyond range 3 of everything. This is a really great place for him to be. Like his vigilance bubble extends pretty far, and he's already at range 1 of the most forward unit for take cover. So even next turn, at the very least, he'll be able to take cover these Wookiees if I have to. Okay, so this is his clone commander. And it looks like he's just trying to decide if he should come out and start shooting. He doesn't need his clone commander, it's good, but it's not, I mean, it gives him fire support options, that's for sure. But I think he really wants to kill my bus, which, you know, it's feeding aims and dodges, so I get it. But with nobody inside it, it's not that important to me. All that for the triple blank out, which I feel like every time I like really painstakingly try and decide what my commander's doing, that it just blanks out anyway. My commander's much worse than his. So here you can see we're just making sure we get into range 1 of Luke, and we heal it. I don't even care about those guys in the back. Like, whatever. Bring them up. Put them wherever. Just, I did what I had to do. Is all I cared about, is getting the wound off of Luke. There's JJ. Sending Yoda lists. Alright, looks like this is like when he's starting to think about getting Saber Throw involved. Oh no, he goes with Padme and he quick thinking aim. I go with these guys who just finished the Vap and dodge. I'm playing probably overly cautious, but all his stuff is really well protected, and there's really no reason for me to move up Naked Rebel Troopers. Like, just keep them on the Vap. Especially since I don't know how much damage these Wookiees are going to take, and the Rebel Troopers aren't there to deal damage. Although they do deal damage. 26, 12, let's go to 27, 19. Yep, looks like he's moving this other core unit out. He's got a bunch of aims now, and he wants to shoot the Wookiees, I'm guessing. Or is he shooting the bus? I think he's shooting the bus. Nope. Oh, he's trying to stay out of charge range of the Wookiees. Yeah, almost positive he's attacking the bus. Because otherwise... because he has... Those guys have marksmen from the supply drop. So he knows that he can just... With the 2 aims from Padme, his game plan was to double crit, which was really good. Alright. So, I get my other operative. I go with Luke. And... I think I just leave him there because who's still... Oh, Anakin's still there. Yeah, I don't want to get too aggressive. So I move him up as close as humanly possible. He's very well hidden. It's possible I could have moved him up a little bit closer. I kind of wish that I did. But I think after like taking that early damage, I just don't want to chance it. He's got his sniper and Anakin left. Oop. Yeah, so he goes with Anakin. He wants that bus. He's moving into range 2. Saber throw, impact 3, pierce 3. Making sure he stays out of charge range of the Wookiees. Even though they do get an extra inch off the scale, but if it's not exactly range 6. So he rolls a blank on the red, which is huge for me. But he forgets, and I forget too, that he has the precision scope, so he would have been able to take an aim and, more than likely kill the bus there. But as is it only takes 2. So it's at 6 damage. It breaks, and I get the same on the move damage. And I'm just double moving my sniper, trying to get into a position where, I can start picking standbys off. He's moving his sniper because he really wants to kill that boss. It's on 2 health, and he wants to give it 4 dice. He did use all his aims, so it's just the aim from tactical here. But he's putting it into range 2, so he can get the good dice, the extra 2. That's for that rally that he forgot. And he has access to some searches too from Anakin's exemplar card. So really bad roll there, but he does get the crit. And spoiler, I never block. So I'm at 1, and yeah, most likely, you know, odds were not 100%. Were very good that he looks like I accidentally drew those tokens at some point. Pressing 2 to stop my clock. You know, likely would have killed the boss if he remembered that he had his precision scopes on Anakin. Yeah, so I flirt with the idea of moving that unit up, but I'm just like, you know what? Let's just keep him on the Vaps. So I'm scaling up with the Wookiees here. And they don't have the aim. So I'm putting them on the edge, and I want to shoot Anakin. I can't see both sniper units. Anakin's in the open without a dodge. Well, he's got light cover from the dish. We didn't talk about it before, but the dish does have like the blast crater around it, which is similar to you know, the blast crater, so it should give light cover. Yeah, so it just goes down to 3. Oh, Padme does have a dodge from when she quick thinking. So this is going to go down 3 for cover, and then he's going to dodge it down to 2, which turns on my tenacity, which is another reason I was fine like opting into the shot. Especially since these guys are in charge range, because I can scale down and double move. The problem is that, you know, now with his tank gone and exemplar on Anakin, he's going to be doing his standby stuff. So he takes the damage there. And we go to command cards, and I have this idea I've never done before, which is to use my allies, the Force, to just give the Wookiees 2 dodges. It's 2 troopers. Troopers get dodges, and yeah, I can go with my 2 Wookiees having dodges. So that seems great. Luke's already protected. I can go with my 2 forward Wookiees. I can pull from the bag. I have pretty low odds to pull operative anyway. But even if I do pull operative, I can go with R2 first. He goes with aggressive negotiations, which is a really good play. And he wins the roll-off, which is tough for me because that means he's going to be able to set up a standby. Where I would have really just liked to have charged the Wookiees, get them into melee with Anakin, and that way if he swings, I have immune pierce. He can opt to saber throw instead, but you know, he's at most killing a model, and I guess I have a dodge, so he can't even. I think he's just figuring out who's getting directed and how his clone chain is looking. Yep, so I give the 2 Wookiees orders and the 2 dodges. I get 2 on the unorthodox, which all the more like this is another reason why you know, he would have really benefited from killing the tank last turn. I mean, he doesn't have to waste an attack on it this turn, and also it It shuts down Tactician, whose timing is just absurd. Why is it at the start of the turn? I don't know. And then if I actually get to go with the bus, you know, someone's getting a dodge, so. And shot at. Oh, we're at 50 minutes. Let's see. Has he done anything yet? He moved Padme. I think he just quick thinking standby. She has an aim there. So I'm looking at the bubble. Anakin's bubble. I can't go with the brown Wookiees. I can't scale down without triggering it. So my thought is I'll go with this orange unit and try and shoot Padme, potentially. At least trigger that standby and be in range of her. So he has to do something. Because if he doesn't do the standby, then I'll just take the heavy cover shot at Padme. I mean, I've got an aim. Oh, and I also get to pull this. I think we get a field scan. Yeah, double field scanner. I wonder if I forget to burn my field scanner here. Because I'm moving into the area terrain, and I end up pulling back a little bit. But it's definitely in Padme's standby range, so I do alert him that I'm going to 100% proc that. Much rather Padme be using it than Anakin using it. So I pull back just a little bit to make sure I get the area cover. I think I realized that the bowcaster's not going to be able to see anything, so I readjust a little. Yeah, they can all see Padme. And purple has an order, so he is going to be able to fire support here. I thought he might consider moving R2, so I can't shoot R2. But I think after losing the Saber Tank, he's pretty desperate. Like, I think he's feeling desperate. I don't think he's actually desperate. Like, I don't... maybe he is. I don't know. I certainly get shooting stuff. I mean, Padme's got an aim. She's got sharpshooter 2. Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't field scan her. She has sharpshooter 2, so it wouldn't even have mattered. Yeah, so he's going to fire support. And go down a further activation. He gets the full 6. And I think I take the dodge and leave that in case I get into a melee situation, but I only dodge 1 because as long as I dodge 1, he can't kill 2 models. Even though I take 5 damage there. And then if Anakin does somehow get into melee with me, or anyone does, I can get my immune pierce. I guess it was just a mistake, though. There's no reason to burn the field scanner when I could just use the dodge that I had. I guess I can't vigilance if I don't get an opportunity to defend. So we shoot at Padme, and we get 4. I didn't realize he had 2 dodges, I think. And then so he dodges down to 2, and it's 2 pierce 1. And then she has nimble, so he gets back. So she takes 2. And, my game plan going in was to kill Padme first, so start of turn 3, I think I would have liked to engage her a little bit more, but obviously that Saber Tank took up a lot of my plans turn 1. So now the standby is gone, and he has to decide if he's going to go with the Anakin here. Saber throw to kill the bus, and probably run away. Anakin's already get a dodge. If he runs, the Wookiees can definitely charge the sniper unit. Alright, we're at 158.48. He's still thinking. Alright. So he's killed the bus, and then he moves Anakin back to get the supply drop. I believe he hits the other back to here. No, maybe that's later. I'm not sure what he grabs here. I think you take the marksman. No, he took the low profile. Okay. Definitely not terrible on Anakin, because the dude likes suppression. So I'm trying to think about what I do here, because I mean I should go with the Wookiees, but I think I just see blood on Anakin, and I really just wish that I just get down and charge the sniper. I mean, it would leave them a little exposed. I think the thing is, like, I'm really dead focused on Padme. But I'm realizing that, like, even with the scale down, I don't think I can charge all the way over. But yeah, I really wish I just charged the sniper. Yeah, this is just such a bad use of Wookiee movement. Like, I'm staying back so I can take a shot on Anakin, but I'm also just... I guess what I'm doing is I'm protecting myself from these shots in the dish. The snipers come up and shoot. The clone commander's right here. But Anakin has a dodge, so I'm just taking this damage for free. I've got an aim. It's a good shot. And all my non-white does hit, and I get 1 out of 4 on my white. Like, that's pretty good. Yeah, so he doesn't have light cover. Like, I have to remind him how low profile works. It's kind of a niche one, but since I play Rebel Snipers, I'm still in Vigilance bubble for that guy. So he's using the dodge, dodging it down to 4. Or down to... Why did he only roll 3? Did I miscount? I don't know if he rolled 1 too few there. So R2's moving. R2's moving all the way there. Which is definitely charge range of the Wookiees. So yeah, I'm trying to decide how much to extend this bubble. I obviously don't want him to get shot by any large dice pools, so and yeah, I smartly realized, like, I don't care if he shoots or not. Like, he's terrible. Just get people dodges, dude. I think at the end I just give himself a dodge just in case. Move him up like very slightly. He's got his clone commander, who I think steps out to shoot these wooks. And yeah, for all, like, to do all that and only do 1 damage to Anakin is so depressing. And even take 1 damage back, so it was, like, really bad. Like, these snipers would have been so nice. Because I would have gotten heavy cover. Yeah. I really, really regret not charging the snipers. Just dealing with Anakin later. Even if Anakin just, like, comes in and swings at these guys next turn, he only rolls 5 dice. You know, he might finish him off, but, you know, probably I'm left with, like, either just the commander or, like, a dude. So I lose a model there. Which, again, I wouldn't have if I didn't shoot Anakin. So just bad. This time, so this is turn 3, I decide that that Vap is so far away from everything that I can afford to move up those guys. And they have the scopes, so they're the ones, if anyone, that I want to move up. He definitely wants to move up and start shooting some Wookiees, but he's worried about getting into Luke range, or maybe he wants to bait Luke. Yeah, so he's moving way up. He actually ends up moving both of these cores way up. Let's see. Did we miss the shot? Yep, so they lay into the Wookiees, only a suppression. I go with these guys, they just dodge standby. They're the ones I'm keeping back. They have an arc welder, they're so far away from R2, it's not going to matter. Yeah, so he's forming this little brick wall that I would have to jump over. I gotta say, other than having a nice saber throw roll, I really don't like any of the decisions I made with Luke this game. I mean, probably good to hide him there. That was probably a good decision. It doesn't say bad decisions tattooed on my arm for nothing. I think he's deciding which unit to shoot. Like the heavy cover, no dodge with 3 models, or into cover with a dodge and 4 models. But I have 2 wounds, so that would kill. Oh, they're both heavy cover, but this is a dodge. All he needs is 1 through to take out a model. And he doesn't get it. Alright, finally my sniper can come out and play. This is a great spot for him, because if he can get any of these shots, like he's like covered down to nothing. This is obviously heavy down to light, but I'm talking about next turn moving up. So they're just taking a suppression, but that's fine. Yeah, and again, like, my Wookiees could have just deleted this activation. They had an aim. You know, I would have forced a lot of saves. I mean, he has access to a bunch of surges, and he would have had access to Anakin's dodge. But, I don't know. 4 black, 1 red. I mean, 8 black, 1 red. I think we could have got there. It's hard to play with the lead. Like, you see Anakin there, and you're just like, oh, take him out. But really, I should just focus on the sniper. I think he rolls for reroll there, and I told him after, I was like, I think mathematically you're supposed to just pierce, but not like I'm going to roll any blocks, so don't worry about it. Yep, and now that unit is just halved. It's feeling pretty sad. Our 2B double moving, just getting as close as humanly possible to there. I'm not quite within a range 1 move to get in, so I just hold it to double move next turn. And then he's out of acties because he's that fire support, and I'm up. Only 1 now because he killed my bus, and I've only killed his tank. I don't think I've killed another model at this point. So this is where I'm trying to explain the difference between area terrain and not. That, like, they can see all the bases, and the mountain isn't area terrain. And that's another insane roll for me. My offensive rolls so far not exactly letting me down, although there's about to be some really embarrassing ones. But he gets a full save anyway, so doesn't matter. And I looked, and I was like, when I looked, actually, should I pause that? Sorry, I want to see, because I swore when I looked that Luke could get into range of this guy. I guess I was only measuring to the token, and it never got to the model, and that was the issue. Because, like, 11.1, oh, easy. And then I try and charge him, and it's not there. And I'm like, what? Why? Team? Can I buy a centimeter, please, Alex? So both these guys are in light cover from their suppression, so I have to just, like, take a saber throw. Or what I really should have done is just, like, pop my burst of speed, and then, you know, I'm here, and then I can even potentially maybe get Padme. At least jump to the other side so I could disengage and charge Padme next turn. So I think I blew it there. Are we going to 4 yet? Yep. So I do You Serve Your Master Well, and he does the Padme 1 pip, which gives her dodges for suppression, which is really, really good. Because, I mean, I'm in a great spot to I mean, I don't want to go with Luke before Anakin, but Anakin's pretty far away, so I'm not too worried. This is also another spot where I should have just burst of speeded, like, here than here, to kill Padme. I have the Wookiees charging into this unit. Just gonna jump ahead a little. Yeah, so I can usurp your master. Oh, he's still deciding on all his orders. So I serve your master well to charge the closer unit. I don't want to block Luke is the issue. Oh, Luke did kill 2 of those guys. So I roll 4, which is pretty great. No pierce because it's just there's no aim unless you serve your Master Well turn. God, yeah, I really hate everything I did here. I mean, that's fine. So he's using 1 dodge. No, I think he says no dodge and just uses the surge. And just takes 1. So I think this blows me out, but I think I forget to put that token back in. And I'm desperately searching for, for Special Forces tokens. Alright, so I get to Padme here. No aim, but I've got a dodge. I've got 2 wounds. I've got tenacity turned on. Look at all those dice. That's a good roll. 6. He dodges 2. Nimbles 1 back. She's got 2 wounds on her. So I can kill her. I need her to not roll 3 blocks. Oh, we have an issue with Danger Sense. Because a couple cards say Danger Sense works on ranged only. So I just asked in the judge chat. Hey, good. Fast forward, Mike. And of course he rolls 3. And she lives at 1. Rip. And then I force push. I have to decide on force push. So I actually force push R2 out into the open. I wasn't sure what to do here with the force push. I didn't want to not use it. I haven't used it yet all game. So I figured that that was just a good opportunity. That would allow me to aim charge R2 if I pull Wookiees. But of course, this token's sitting over here, killing my odds. Gonna try and not forget that this time, next time. So he uses this core. I can't remember if the other core is ordered or not with direct. We'll say this, I kept the nice hot top-down views for the stream. Yeah, looks like he is fire supporting. And rolling 4. Into light cover. Kills another model. Just my leader left. Yep, so I inspire. And I think I just take a shot at those guys. I didn't want to shoot R2 and give him suppression so that nothing else could shoot him. I move to the edge, trying to get into Luke Vigilance range. I go for the sniper. No, that's crazy. No, take this open shot. Just for 1. Does he block? Of course. So he only has this core left. And of course they're going to aim punch these Wookiees. Spence aim gets 2. So I think that Wookiee has 2 wounds, so it takes 1, and he gets the model. So yeah, these guys are going to aim shoot R2. And we get 3. So if he fully blanks out, R2 dies. And he does. And that's probably GG. Now this is turn 4, so I just have to make sure that he can't get anywhere near my Vaps or my R2. In fact, I think we can jump ahead a little bit because of that. Yeah, he starts to move guys out because he knows he has to go chase R2. The arc strikes just finished off my Wookiee. I get R2 into scoring. And just make sure he's fully in. Probably need to get that close to the board edge, but he decides to just, like, this is clone commander. He just double moves him. I move my precision scope guys. I'm just double moving them. I'm trying to get them anywhere near where they can start participating. And also just like heading off R2. I still haven't realized that this token's there. He gets the back down on Anakin. He's able to pull him off and get him to 1, so he's just like never gonna die. Yeah, so he moves into range 1 of Luke, and then force pushes him, and then it's gonna swing. Luke's gonna dodge in 2 wounds. And Anakin swings 5 red, so he gets 4. And I dodge down to 3. Oh no, he has the surge, so it's the full 5, so I dodge down to 4. I take 1. Which is Luke's first good roll, which is sweet. I got no problem with that. So final pull special forces. I decide not to go with the Wookiees. I think I'm trying to get a shot on Padme here. I'm trying to get a shot on Padme, but instead I just take the heavy cover shot on the clone trooper because I don't think I can see Padme. But I'm very interested in oh no. Oh, that's right. We flip this stuff down and I can see. And it's high velocity, so if I can get 2 hits or a crit, then we're going to take her out because she's at 1 health. And you could see that there was like a little triangle there. We're at 119. We're doing okay. I whiffed that shot there. Oh yeah, so I'm just realizing that I lost some tokens, so not ideal. Padme rallies. I think she just is this the turn where she just punches Luke? Oh no, we gotta go back and see this. So I finally get. She comes in and punches Luke. So I aim punch at my Wookiees. I roll over 5 and then 1 for 5. So it just gets dodged, and I kill no clone model. So 2 attacks. I killed 1 model. Wookiees 2 phase 1s. And that's the turn. I'm pretty happy with what I do next turn. I think we could start fast forwarding. I play I am a Jedi and stop Anakin and the phase 1s over there from attacking. So Anakin and those phase 1s can't attack. And Luke's at, I think Luke's at 4 or 5. I think 4. I can't remember if I go with him first though. And I still haven't used burst of speed, so like I'm like, should I go over here and do this Vap? Do I just like force push her and then run away? Oh, he had Prio. And he's gonna aim punch the Wookiees again. He gets 3. I think I actually block here. I block 2 here, yeah. So those Wookiees live. I think I go with the Wookiees, and I think I don't aim. I mean, I guess I'm YOLOing that I'm gonna kill 1. I'm gonna kill 3. I only roll 3 and no pierce, so I think he does a full block. So in 3 Wookiee attacks, I know I didn't take an aim that turn. I got really greedy. In 3 Wookiee attacks, I killed one phase 1 model. Oh, this is when Padme punches. I think she just based him last turn. Quick thinking punch. I guess he's not into the standby moves with force push and stuff, but he does have 2 things that just cannot. Oh, I do block 2 to only go to 6 there. So she did 2 to him last turn and then 1 to him this turn. Oh yeah, so I think I was holding Luke for the standby issue. I still go before Anakin here, which is maybe a mistake, but he's at 1 health, so I think I just have to use him. I don't like the way I use him. I wish I used burst of speed and just like went and based the clone commander or something. I don't know. So I do force push Padme up, so she's getting shot by the sniper. And then, so now, because I'm only engaged with 1 unit, I have disengage, and I think I just jump over here and tap the Vap, because it was still on 3. So I actually knock it down to 2 here. And then Luke's in contact with it, so... Oh, and I'm in base with that unit and the Vap, so he has to get into base with me, and I'm bubble wrapped. From being punched by anything else, at least until Anakin goes, when he can force push. I don't think there's anything else to really share about the game. He tries to move his clone trooper up to try and chase R2. I think those guys actually get to shoot. I mean, he eventually kills Luke. Yeah, you can see Anakin over here chasing. But this is turn 5, and there's just no way he can catch anything. Oh, that's the shot on Luke. This guy killed Luke. Yeah, so I think this is when I pull. So I pull R2, I hide him. Just want to see the sniper shot kill Padme. For the glory. There we go. Here we go. Sniper shot. Light cover. Aim. Shoot. High velocity. 1 pierce 1. She dead. Alright, and GG. And he concedes at the end of this turn. So we never play a turn 6. I think he had 6 minutes left on his clock. See if I can get a top-down shot. Yeah, this is about as good. Like, no one's catching R2. He's got a clone commander here. Only rolls 3 dice. He can heal himself. There's an arc wielder here as well. So, yeah, that was just it. So, obviously, a lucky roll at the beginning. Dice definitely went both ways following that. I really didn't kill very many models. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models total. Not great. So, yeah, that was the game. I hope you learned a lot. And I'd like to do it again for my next game. So this is going on 90 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off now. But not bad watching a whole Legion game in 90 minutes. So thanks for watching. Check you later.